Hello and welcome to Week 8 of the Let's Play Olympics 2. This week's game is Actraiser, one of the best games on the Super Nintendo. God, I love this thing. Our challenge this week is to take on Professional Mode. All action, no simulation, no holds barred. Let's get into this. So naturally we're starting over halfway into the game, in Aitos Act 2. Why? Because the powers that be have decided that we can start wherever we like. Probably because they don't want to see 10 videos in a row of just Fillmore Act 1, Fillmore Act 2. And I think that's a great idea. It adds a nice little variety to the videos. So, no Fillmore, no Blood Pool, which is a bit of a loss because it has my favorite music in the game. By the way, that's Yuzo Koshiro music. Man's a musical genius. So yeah, no Blood Pool, no Cassandra, and no Aitos Act 1. Because Aitos Act 1 has the worst mini-boss. He's not so bad in the regular game because you get a laser sword upgrade right before him, but not so in Professional Mode. So here we start on Aitos Act 2, in the heart of an active volcano. In a level that's not so bad. It's not really that hard. It's way easier than Aitos Act 1, I'll tell you that much. I don't want to rag on that level anymore, because I like this stage. I like the crazy little messiah effect on the cave back here. It's great because it's really hot. Now, Aitos, every stage in this game is sort of based on a part of the world. Fillmore has enemies from Greek mythology. Bloodpool, European stuff. Cassandra obviously takes cues from Egypt because of the pyramid. And Aitos takes cues from Japan because it has Tengus in Act 1. And it's got those samurai archers in Aitos Act 2 here. And, well, these goblins, but they've been all over the place anyway, so I guess you can't really call them anything. So, every stage does sort of represent a real-world place and has real-world mythology. It's really neat when you think about it. It adds to the flavor of this game. This is, like I said, one of the best games. And the first of the quintet, the quintet, whatever you want to call it, which consists of Actraiser, Soul Blazer, Actraiser 2, Illusion of Gaia, and Terranigma. Bunch of world-building games. Yeah, this guy. He's a hell wheel and he's super easy. Stand here, slice, jump. You win. The most exploitable pattern in history. I swear. It's part of the reason I started on Aitos Act 2 instead of just going to the next stage. Humpity, humpity, humpity. What was that? Yeah, I started on this stage because that boss is a total joke and you can no damage him like that. Anyway, on to an actual challenging stage, Marana. Marana is an island area of Actraiser and it's supposed to resemble, like, Indonesia, I guess, because, well, it's an island and it's got a lot of southeastern things. It's a big, swampy jungle with Rafflesia flowers and jungle vines and all sorts of other weird nonsense. And these... what the hell are those? Are they giant fruit bats? I think they're bats. They look like bats to me. They're flapping their wings too goddamn much for me to tell. They do look like bats, though. This stage is kind of tricky. It throws a lot at you. And that's especially difficult when you enter the caveats of Professional Mode, which... well, you start with full health, as opposed to the regular mode where you start with a little bar, and as you go through the simulation mode, you get more health as you get more people. It's a weird system. But none of that matters here because you just start with full health. There's no magic to get, which is a thing you can find, again, in simulation mode and just wreck bosses with. There's none of that. Enemies take double damage to kill, and they do twice as much damage to you. So usually you lose 1 bar of health from something, but there I lost 2. This makes things extra difficult. Things that die in 1 hit die in 2, and you can't exactly react to them in time and kill them. It's tricky. You get hit a couple times, but, well, you can collect apples and refill your health. I can't believe that guy hit me, man. That's terrible. Those weird angel statues I get, those kill every enemy on screen, but there weren't any on screen. I believe those would usually be magic scrolls in the regular mode to fuel your magic, but since it's non-existent in professional mode, well, had to give you something, so just give you a screen clearer. It could have been points, though, because there's points, too. And now snakes fall from the sky. Great. Those who some divine intervention, that other totem guy did not come down. Every other time I played this, 2 of them come down and jump at me. But this is tricky. I want to trigger that guy. Because we have to get every power-up, right? Well, there's a 1-up hanging right here, and we wouldn't have been able to get it, because you can't jump back up once you fall down. Get that bat out of here. In general, you just want to take it nice and slow, and plan out your moves here, because you're not the quickest attacker. It's hilarious, because when I first started practicing for this, I had just finished Monster World 4 on the Genesis. And I came to this and I'm like, oh my god, you swing your sword so goddamn slow! Which, it's not that bad, you get used to it, the game's designed around it, but just coming off of Monster World 4 to this was a bit jarring. And now we come to this plant wall boss, who I don't like. Shoots those blue orb things and they break out into tentacles and go back and forth. And there's always a constant little vine coming at you and popping up, so just gonna play a little back and forth. Trigger the tentacle to get out of my way, get in and hit the thing, and make sure to slash that blue nonsense whenever it pops out. Because otherwise, it'll do things. And I almost did it there. And it can stun lock you too, like it's knocking out to the side and it's like, oh, I'm getting hit, oh, I'm getting hit. I can't get in there to hit it, because by the time I jump at it, my invincibility wears off and I get hit again. It's bad. But I managed to beat that plant boss, and well, that's the hard part of Marana. Because Marana Act 2, not so bad. You may wonder why we're in a temple now. Well, the context, because you don't have any context, you don't have any simulation mode in between. Basically, all your followers are worshipping a snake god. So you're going to the snake temple, and you have to kill the snake god to make everybody believe in you again. Because that's the plot of Actraiser 2, you see. You're God. Or the Master, if you believe Nintendo of America. And God is coming down to smite all of Tanzra's army. That's basically the plot of Actraiser. Marana Act 2 is not so bad. You might get hit a bit, but you're probably not going to die. And even if you do, this path I take gets you 2 1-ups, so you're going to be fine. That winged snake, that's weird to say, winged snake. A Quetzalcoatl? I thought this was Indonesian, not Mayan. It's throwing all sorts of stuff at us because snakes. Oh god, there are lots of snakes. This little area here, you can get a 1-up if you're careful. Just gotta do a nice, tricky little thing here and not trigger those fireballs to kill you. And there you go, look at that. Beautiful. Couldn't have done that better myself. Wait a minute, I did do it! Ha ha! Oh god. This drop is a little tricky because you got those wall things shooting non-stop. You can kill them for some reason. Yeah. Just trying to trigger this guy out, and I got hit by every little thing in the world. Oh well. Just gotta watch out for these electric things. You're done the level now. Like, there's nothing else. The only thing that can kill you is that Grim Reaper, but the hell with him. So we're gonna fight the evil snake deity. It's gonna shoot magic lightning at us. There's 2 ways that you can hit this floating snake deity. You either let it drop spike ceiling things on you and climb up and stab it like that, or this more fun way, stand under it and let it try to crush you and hit it again as it comes back. That'll let you get 3 hits on it as opposed to 2 the other way. This is a way I've recently discovered how to do. Like, I always used to do the 2-way with the spike ceiling, but this is better. It's not hard to pull off. All I need to know is the proper positioning, which did not take long at all to learn. And I can end the fight faster. Isn't that great? The only thing is if this boss decides to do that magic lightning a lot, but magic lightning is super easy to dodge. This boss ain't nothing. Again, the mini-boss is harder than the regular boss. It's weird as shit. Same with Aitos. But the same won't be true for our next stage. Ooh, our next stage is nasty, nasty. This would be about the final stage of the game, the final regular stage. I mean, the game does end with a big boss gauntlet, which I fully expect somebody to try and take on. I'm not going to say who, but I think I know who's going to do it. Northwall, which I think it's supposed to be like a Viking place. I based this solely on Northwall Act 2, which is a giant tree, which is probably the world tree, Yggdrasil, from Norse mythology. North? Not North. Norse. Yes, Norse. That is the word I'm looking for. That's what I based that on. I don't know about any of these other weird things, but all I know is this is one hard goddamn level. As it should be, because it's like the final 2 stages of the game, let's say. While Northwall Act 1 is not as ball-bustingly difficult as Northwall Act 2, it ain't no slouch, believe me. Especially on Professional Mode, where everything takes that extra hit to kill. So you can't kill things nearly as fast, and you're gonna get beat around a lot. Believe me, you are. Of course, unless you are leveling up your cities very well in the simulation mode, you're not gonna have full health like you do here, so... Does it balance out? Does it not? Well, I'll show you a perfect example right here. These bats, unless you have perfect timing, they're going to hit you because they take 2 hits to kill and they're swooping down, and you can't swing that fast. I managed to kill one, but it was somehow some sort of divine intervention of frame-perfect sword swinging. But it doesn't matter, because I got an apple. Apples are good. It really doesn't matter, because we're going to take a swim and grab ourselves another up one. Get some air there, master. That's right. Freaking bats. Ugh. That bat distracted me. So, oh, now I gotta wait for... That's what I hate about old games like this with moving platforms. You fuck up, you gotta wait. Ah, god damn it. You fuck up and you gotta wait like 5 seconds. Ruins the flow of the game. Oh well, but that's moving platforms for you in old video games. What I hate is when this guy is standing on the edge and you can't kill him in one hit because Professional Mode. And these eyes are not a fun thing, especially in Northwall Act 2. Especially in Northwall Act 2. I'm just waiting for my ice sled because I need it to get power-ups. Rushing just a little because I'd like to get to the end of the stage before my 15 minutes are up. And it's causing a little bit of sloppy play, but that's okay. It's alright. I ain't gonna die, I got plenty of health. Even if I'm taking double damage. I like that little ice ramp ability, it's fun. The eyes can have it. I'm not sure if that would be a scroll. I haven't played simulation mode in a long time. It's been, like, what, a year or two since I played Actraiser in any capacity. Especially in the regular mode. I do kind of like Professional Mode more, because you can just beat it in an hour. But I do appreciate the regular mode that melds the simulation bits in, just for its world building. And I like Actraiser too. But you might have known that already, considering I played it for the internet like last year. Actraiser 2 is pretty good. It's also pretty hard. I would have played that to impress you, but imagine if that was week 8. Everyone would hate our joyous hosts. Just, damn it. Straight up hate. This guy is not hard, I'm just rushing him. He's got a pattern, a very distinct pattern. You just stand there, jump over the splash, and kneel in the middle of this thing here. And you can get 3 good slashes off on him. Even if he hits you here, it's only 2 damage, so you're winning the damage race eventually. But I am out of time, so we'll see you next week for an unprecedented Week 9!